Welcome to Dominant Mets Nation. And the question is, can the Mets make a magical run through this supposed era of juiced baseballs? And you're going to see what I mean about that coming up. But first, heroes abound for the New York Mets. Last week, Severino. A couple of days ago, Alvarez. Last night, Jesse Winker. Mets are finding a way. Different hero seeming every other day. I mean, they're doing what it takes, in recent days to win baseball. I know a couple of days ago, Quintana, they didn't look good. All right, whatever. Quintana's going to be our fifth starter. We're going to have to deal with it. Hopefully, by the time we make the playoffs, we're going to have better options. Senga, Sprout, Scott, and, we'll see what happens. So we'll play it by ear now, but Jesse Winker, oh my God, hit that ball, right? It literally hits that ball. The ball flies in left center field, like almost 400 feet away. I mean, literally, it felt like he golfed it, nice, easy swing. You would think, oh, man, this guy's got to be a 30, 40 home run guy. It was his first home run as a Met. Clutch hit, flew out of there in left center field. I mean, within 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds, 2 seconds, he's going up the first base line. The lights start darkening and blinking at Citi Field. Electric atmosphere. Citi Field crowd goes nuts. Reminiscent of playoff baseball. And this is what I want the guys to see. And I took note of that home run trot. I took note of how the guys lined up when Jesse Winker came down the third base line. Francisco Lindor in the front, going nuts. Pete Alonso going nuts in the middle. I mean, I love it. Mark Vientos, all our guys, happy to see Jesse Winker succeed. Happy to see the Mets win. And you know what? We took the series from the Orioles. Great. The Orioles are over 500 opponent. We came into the series decent, but we came in, more importantly, with a record of 25-35 against teams 500 and over, right? So we win 2 games, so we're now 27-36 against teams 500 or better. You know what they say? They say throughout the course of a baseball season, you want to beat up on the crappy teams and play 500 against the teams that are good. So we're not quite there yet, but very good start. This 10-game series, starting up with the Orioles, going to the Padres next, and then finishing with the Diamondbacks. Extremely important. I said we needed to at least take 6 games, at least. Preferably 7, but we have to be realistic. Taking 6 games would mean we take an average 2 out of 3 against every opponent. So if we at least take 6, at least we'll have our head above water. The Atlanta Braves right now are a game and a half ahead of us in the standings, but 2 games ahead in the loss column. So we have a little bit of ground to make up there. I don't think that distance is a problem, especially since we just haven't played up to par. Sean Manaea yesterday was phenomenal. He is, without a doubt, our ace right now. Our ace. I mean, that performance was perfect. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Manaea was beautiful. He pitched 7 strong innings, only allowed 3 hits, had 9 strikeouts, and he looked really good throughout. I mean, allowed 2 runs in the 6th inning. But besides that, I mean, the guy was lights out the entire game. Austin Slater, give him a little credit. He's the guy who hit that 2-run homer, but Manaea pitched like an ace. Bottom line, we need these ace-like performances. We have Luis Severino going tonight, but you know what? I just want to let you know, I'm going to be getting to what I meant about the juice baseballs. I'm going to tell you something interesting momentarily, but I really like what I'm seeing. A couple days ago, obviously, we had that Francisco Alvarez walk-off home run, and we all know Francisco Alvarez is not right. He's not right, folks, and in that game, he came up in the 9th inning. The guy had intentions to win it. He was taking pictures and he was hunting freaking fastballs. I remember the second pitch he took, it was like inside. He's in the box. He moved back a little. He shook his head. But you could see how pumped up he was, how amped he was. The only pitch that he could have took and handled was that pitch, high fastball in the strike zone. If they would have pounded him with soft stuff away, breaking balls away, it would have been goodbye, good night. But he used the power of the fastball, high and tight, and 425-foot bomb won the game. These are the type of moments that get us going. In 2015, we had so many of those with Cespedes, but now we are starting to put that together in the last week. And now it is our opportunity to build. Our number one focus for pitchers. This is where we change our season. We are horrible with walking guys. There is only one team worse that puts more guys on base than us, the Chicago White Sox, and they are the worst team in baseball. There's nobody else worse. We are number 2 in baseball in issuing walks. It has to change. It has to change. It has to change quick. Now, my suspicion and I'll say heavy speculation is, as of late, I don't know if it's in the last couple of weeks, but the baseball is juiced. It is juiced. No doubt about it. You cannot tell me different. I know we're getting to hotter weather. I know the ball carries in hotter weather, but not like this. Not like this. No, I'll take you back to the play on Monday. Colton Cowser is the guy who hit a ball almost in the dirt, opposite field to Brandon Nimmo, and that was the ball Brandon Nimmo juggled at the warning track. Folks, I thought that was a lazy fly ball that almost went out of the stadium. Okay, Brandon Nimmo made a very nice, valiant effort. I didn't like the fact that the replay took forever to figure that crap out, and I thought there was no conclusive evidence. I didn't see. It looked like it could have touched the wall, but if you call it an out on the field, I was bewildered. I was puzzled. How the hell could you overturn that? Okay, fine. A couple of days ago, Brandon Nimmo was hurt. Whatever. Nice try. But the fact didn't change. That ball flew out of here. The ball up and into Francisco. He put a nice piece of bat on the ball, but the guy's injured. Flies 425 feet. Jesse Winker, another ball. Golfs it out of here. Jeff McNeil, the little tiny squirrel that could. As of late, the guy's looking to hit home runs. Why? Because once again, like 2019, the balls are juiced. The balls are juiced, folks. And I'll give you some statistics. So, in 2019, Major League Baseball hit the most home runs in history. So much so that it was just ridiculous. Major League Baseball put out an edict saying it has to change. Okay, we want home runs, but it cannot be like this. It cannot be like this. In 2019, Major League Baseball hit a record 6,776 home runs. 6,776 home runs. Now, that was crazy. If you want to think back to the early 2000s, we hit the most home runs in the year 2000. That is when we hit 5,693. So that was the most home runs we hit out of that era, of all those steroid era, right? So we hit 5,693. Then we didn't hit more than 5,693 home runs. We hadn't hit more than that since 2017. So for a 16-year period, we never hit above the year 2000. Then in 2017, we got 6,105 home runs. Then we went down a bit to 5,585. Then we went up to 6,676. And that's when Major League Baseball said, hey, folks, we got to change things. And right now, they are doing steroid testing. So the only thing juiced right now, supposedly, is the baseballs. So in 2023, 2021, the baseball said, we got to fix things. We got to change the ball. We have to deaden the ball. Deaden the ball in 2021. So in 2021, when the ball was not deadened yet, we hit 5,940. But when the deadened ball became in effect was in 2022. The Major League Baseball, we hit 5,215 home runs. So 52-15 after 2022. So it varies every year. So when we hit 52-22 in 2022, Major League Baseball was like, all right, that's too low. That's too low. They changed the baseball. And then in 2023, last year, we almost went up to 6,000 home runs. This year, the baseball in the beginning of the year was dead. Right now, currently, Major League Baseball only has 4,300 home runs. We are on pace to have lower than we did in 2022, which was a very low year of 5,200. This year, our pitcher's ERA is the lowest earned run average since 2017 in the last decade. This is one of our lowest pitchers ERA. So the balls in the beginning of this year were not flying like in years past. So this is why I wholeheartedly believe, and I'm sorry to bring out the conspiracy theories, and I don't think it is a conspiracy theory because Major League Baseball has fully admitted that they are adjusting the baseball. I think that they are doing the adjustments in season. And guys and teams like the New York Mets who have advanced analytics, they know when the ball is juiced. That's why they could tell their players like Jeff McNeil, you know what? Jeff, the ball's flying. And the players know when the ball's flying. They know when they basically tap the ball and it goes out the opposite field that things aren't right. So now I believe that they, in the last couple months, 2 months specifically, juice baseball. August, September, we are playing with a juice baseball. I think it's going to benefit us. And that's why I'm very upset with the polar bear. With the juice baseball, the polar bear is still way behind his career averages in slugging, OPS, home runs, RBIs. And I'm not saying that juice baseball was the whole year. Obviously not, because the numbers have been low at the beginning of this year. Juice baseball as of late. And we've been seeing that on hit after hit right now. Balls, as of the last couple of weeks, are flying out of the stadium, and we can take advantage of that. We can 100% take advantage of the supposed juiced baseball. And I don't listen to sports radio anymore, so I don't know what they're saying. I just know what my opinion is, and my opinion is based off of what I see. And some of these hits are, it is just crazy to see. And I forgot what channel it is, but there's a very good baseball YouTuber. He actually hits different baseballs, high school baseball, college baseball, and then he hits the MLB baseball. And he'll hit it as hard as he can with the high school, as hard as he can make contact with the college, and as hard as he can swing with the MLB. But the MLB ball is the one that goes the farthest, will have the highest exit velocity, and it just shows you that essentially the ball is juiced and tweaked in a way for it to be hit harder and go further. So the New York Mets, with their dynamic offensive lineup, and we have done this, and I believe the first couple of months when, potentially they were experimenting with the ball, but I don't think the ball was this final ball that they're going to be playing the last 2 months with, because this ball is crazy. This baseball, and I hope Pete Alonso takes advantage of it. It sells. Home run sells. It really shows you. Pete Alonso lobbied to be in the All-Star game. You guys want me in the All-Star game? You want me in a home run derby? Put me in the All-Star game. So the home run ball does sell. Advertisers, sponsors, the fans. It excites people. So people will pay more when, I guess, home runs are up. Eyeballs like to see home runs. That's the fact of the matter. Old school fans like to see that 1-0 duel, that 0-0 duel, but there's a large part of this new wave generation that like to see action, They like to see home runs. This is why we have the pitch clock. This is why we have limited throws over to first. This is why the batters can't throw their hands up and say timeout a million times. This is why we have structured in a game where it flows, where it's faster paced, where it's more exciting. And this is all part of it, folks. The Juice Baseball is all part of it. Now, we have to have it benefit our New York Mets. And I think with our lineup, it will. It will. It wholeheartedly will. And that's why I think internally they are extra frustrated with Pete Alonso, because he's a guy that should have massive numbers these last 2 months. And quite frankly, he is not. He's hitting sporadic home runs, one or two here and there, and it's not. He's not acting like a beast. He's not acting like a superstar. So, Pete Alonso has to get going. And the New York Mets headed into the Padres series tonight. We have Luis Severino against Dylan Cease. So it looks like if you look at the odds, it has the line San Diego Padres at minus 147. And so the New York Mets obviously are 66 and 61. They have scored 13 runs in the last 3 games and 4 or more runs in their last 8 of 9 games. The New York Mets have won 5 out of their last 7 games when scoring 4 or more runs. So that is a key. We need to score 4 or more runs. Francisco Lindor, he leads our team with 138 hits and 73 RBIs. So let's look at key facts for the Mets to beat the Padres. So the Mets have won 6 night games against NL West opponents following a home win. Interesting. The Padres have lost each of their last 4 night games against NL East opponents that held a winning record. So that tells you they are struggling against teams with winning records during those night performances. And then if you go to betting, the Padres have failed to cover the run line in each of the last 11 Thursday night home games. Okay, so those are some betting stats, but the bottom line is Luis Severino has to throw strikes. He has to throw strikes, and he can't nibble. If the Padres hit you, that's fine. Just you have to throw strikes. No free passes. I'm pretty sure they're going to have an approach, and I'm pretty sure that, Luis Severino is going to be locked in. On the batter's side, we have to be disciplined. We can't expand the strike zone, a la David Stearns. Don't give the pitcher extra strikes. You make the pitcher work. You make that lineup, like I said, a gauntlet for pitchers to face. Dylan Cease has been hit or miss this year. He hasn't been as dominant as last year. So as long as we make the pitcher work, we'll be doing well. So that's what we need for a win. Sorry, losing my voice. I will talk to you soon.